This would mark the fourth assassination plot on Donald Trump that we know of in only the past couple of months. A man was arrested about a half mile outside of the Coachella rally yesterday with a loaded shotgun, a handgun, and fake passes. They say they were fake VIP passes, as well as a phony press pass. I don't know what that means, a phony press pass, but the guy's not a journalist, something was up. The sheriff's department believes that this guy was intending to kill Donald Trump, that he was some kind of sovereign citizen type of some sort. But we don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure.
What I think is likely to end up happening is the media is going to...
Check 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I guess so. I don't know. I don't know what's going on today. Hey, hey. Check 1, check 2. We're frozen. Check 1, check 2, check 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Check 1, check 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Check 1, check 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Wah, 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 wah. Check 1. Check 1, check 1. I'm here. How you doing? How are you? Hold on a second. Start recording. Let's get this right. Oh man, what a day! What a day! What a day! What was Tim talking about? Let's listen.
As you just heard a moment ago, it is being reported now that there was a third assassination attempt on Donald Trump. This would mark the fourth assassination plot on Donald Trump that we know of in only the past couple of months. A man was arrested about a half mile outside of the Coachella rally yesterday with a loaded shotgun, a handgun, and fake passes. They say they were fake VIP passes, as well as a phony press pass. I don't know what that means, a phony press pass, but the guy's not a journalist, something was up. The sheriff's department believes that this guy was intending to kill Donald Trump, that he was some kind of sovereign citizen type of some sort.
Yes.
But we don't know for sure.
We don't know.
What I think is likely to end up happening is the media is going to report this as
nothing.
Let's not jump the gun. We don't know what this man's intentions were, much like with Ryan Ruth in Florida. They were initially reporting that it was not an assassination attempt.
Not an assassination attempt. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Well, this is take 2. We're in crash season. This is crash season. It's unofficial crash season where, for some bizarre reason, all of your equipment fails at once. In addition to getting unfounded warnings from various social media companies saying that you're cyber hacking and cyber bullying, sorts of things like that. So the censorship is beginning because we're very much outside of the election, and that's not paranoia. That's just the reality of it. But thank you for joining me. We're here and we're live, and there was a third, as you heard Tim Pool tell you, third assassination attempt on President Trump. First one was clear. Guy took a shot, hit him in the ear. Second guy had a sniper fucking web set up, ready to shoot. The third guy, he didn't really get past security. He didn't even get in. He tried to get in with a shotgun and a handgun, loaded, and didn't get in. Maybe he wasn't, his plan of attack wasn't snipering, but rather try to get up close to Trump somehow, slip the gun through security and plug Trump when you get up close. But the guy was released on $5,000 bail. It looks like the authorities don't think that the guy really was. They just think he was absent-minded. He drove from Nevada with his guns in his car loaded in the trunk, and try to slip through or drive through security at a Trump rally in Coachella, California. People are stupid. People are ignorant. People are, who knows? Let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say maybe it wasn't an assassination attempt. We'll look at that. But more fascinating yesterday was the women's portion of the Chicago Marathon, where I can't pronounce her name, but the Kenyan Regina Chakacho from Kenya smashes the world record. The women's world record for the marathon has gone below 2 hours and 10 minutes. That is amazing. When the first man broke 2:10, it was like Superman landed on the planet. And now, all these years later, a woman has broken 2 hours and the 2 hour 10-minute barrier for the marathon. That's sub 5 minutes a mile. The entire length, 26.2 miles. The men now run about 8 minutes faster, 2:02, 2:03. One man, Eliud Kipchoge, has broken the world record. Has broken the 2 hour barrier. So the point is that women getting stronger and faster while men are not getting as strong and as fast? It looks like both species are getting, both genders within the species are getting faster. But there's no, now in the marathon, at the marathon distance, the difference between time of finish is only 8 minutes for the marathon. So the man finishes, and 8 minutes behind him is the woman. That's getting close. It used to be like more than that. It used to be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So the distance between the women are getting stronger and faster. Amazing. So we'll look at that clip. What else? There's one other thing that's fucking going on here. I forgot what else we were talking about. Oh, yeah, Christopher Columbus. This is breaking news on Columbus Day. How you doing? Christopher Columbus, according to DNA records, has been verified as being none other than a Sephardic Jew. They tried everything to smear Columbus, and it didn't work. And now they're putting the label of Jew on him, right? So it adds to the hate. He's no longer Italian. He's no longer a Spaniard. He's a Jew. Christopher Columbus, the guy who allegedly discovered the New World, and he eviscerated indigenous people, all that stuff. So we'll look at those stories. There it is. Strike three. That means Trump wins or Trump is out. The polls are very, very fascinating right now. It's really, really hard to call. I think if we look at the Electoral College, I think that's the most important thing. Not so much the overly democratic polling that goes on. A lot of the polls, call Democrats. A lot of Republican people won't even talk to you on the phone. So I think the polls have historically been in favor of Democrats, and right now it looks even, slightly favoring Trump here and there, slightly favoring Harris here and there. But what's fascinating is the swing states of Pennsylvania, which is in many respects is a tie. I would say that it's that goes to Trump. That's where the fight is right now in the battleground states. Arizona, Pennsylvania, Ohio looks like it's a slam dunk for Trump. So it does look like if I had to call it right now, I would say Trump wins he probably loses the popular vote and wins the Electoral College and becomes the next president. That's how it works. He becomes the next president of the United States, despite three hits on him, 3 hit attempts. So my name is Marcus Conte. Here we are while we're still here. I hope we're still here. it is what it is. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, every morning, every one of those mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the great United States of America, you get this live philosophical, educational view of the world we live in, the world that we love. Right? It's the only world we have, right? And here we are in it. And so anyway, I'm kind of stuck right there. I don't know what I'm talking about. Coming up November 4 on Election Day, if the internet is still there, we'll have a hearing. It's now no surprise to me why this hearing was picked for the Election Day, because it has political ramifications, because the white reporter was kicked out of a hospital with the phrase, "Get your white privilege out of here." And there's politics to this case, and I hope you will join me on Election Day, the day before Election Day. It's actually the 4th. And if it spills over onto the 5th Election Day, then we'll be here 2 days. I don't think it's going to go 2 days. I think it'll just be one. It'll be fascinating, right? I'll do an opening statement, and then you'll hear from the attorneys from the state. This is going to be fascinating. Will Mr. Get You White Privilege Out of Here, the black racist, show up and try to defend the indefensible? I don't know, man. I don't know if they're going to put this guy on trial, but if he does go on trial, man, I get to ask him whatever I want. I get to ask him the real questions on race, the questions of our time. I don't want to give those away because, hey, man, the other side is watching. And they'll find out what they're going to get.
All right, caller, bring her.
So this is let's jump right to the Ruth Kipnichek. Kipnichis, I don't know how to say her name.
You got it, Carrie. Here is going to be our champion, Ruth Chepengedich. What?
Ruth Chepengedich. Okay, it's not that hard. You just got to say it 3 times. So here we are, Chicago Marathon. Ruth Chepengedich. Look at the clock, 2:09:28. That's unthinkable. She has a pacer. The guy behind her is a pacer.
A beautiful run to have watched.
Watch this.
This race for her, it's like she's like, I
World
have a
record.
planet. This is it.
Well, she is a mom. She forgoed being a cop. She is now going to break the tape of the 2024 Bank of America Chicago Marathon in a time of 2.
Kenya.
Can I see it? Are we going to see it? Are we going to see it? 2:09.
Watch the clock.
Let's get her here.
2:09.
Everybody. We have seen it.
56 they gave her.
56.
Amazing.
Bring it on, Neil Armstrong. We have another woman that has done something just like you.
Amazing.
Is amazing right here.
That's the winner, by the way. The other guy.
2:10, everybody. That woman has worked so hard. She's done things in this sport that we have not seen. She did it again today.
Fascinating.
Unbelievable. Another world record at the Bank of America Chicago Marathon. Do we have an unofficial
man.
time? You were clocking, weren't you, Ed? What did you see?
I have
2:09.
2:09:56 on my old coach's stopwatch. I believe that is also, I'm getting nods, that may be our official time.
Yeah, 2:49. That's it.
Sub
2:09:56.
in history, folks. Just happy and a privilege to be a part of this.
I mean, again, look at that flag. And
She broke the world record by 2 minutes. That's going to stand for a very long time.
I know people have been thinking about what Kenyan athletes can do, and we've seen it. And she has been one of those Kenyan athletes that even the men look up to. She's won this race now 3
It's amazing, right?
Not
So-
once, but 3 times, and she was second last year.
If you think the human race is going backwards, I would venture to say that it's not. That these people are getting faster, right? This guy is running. The pacer is running 2:09. He's running 2:09 just for fun, right? He's running just to pace the girl in front of her, or in back of her.
I feel so great. I'm much proud of myself, and I thank God
I done good.
for the victory and the world record. This is my dream that has come true. I fight a lot, thinking about world record, and I have fulfilled it. and I'm much grateful.
I have fulfilled it. It's hard. They're Kenyans. You should have done it in Swahili and had an interpreter. The interview. So totally. They caught the perfect day. They had the perfect weather for it too. It was 50 and sunny, beautiful weather, beautiful weather. So hats off to Miss Ruth, the Kenyan, breaking the world record. Rupert says, my dad told me when I was young that Africans were good at running because they had to run away from lions. It was a different time back then. Yeah, that's how they fucking train. Why is that surprising, man? That's how they do it, man. They got to fucking run away from lions and tigers and fucking tarantulas, right? That's why they run. No, the thing about Kenya is it's clearly genetic, right? But it's also the weather, where they train in Kenya, the city in Kenya, where that produces these world-class runners. It's almost 50 degrees at night year-round, and it goes up to 70, 75. It's like cold morning, and it warms right up. It's like perfect, picture perfect running weather. And as kids, they run to school. Sometimes lions will chase them, but I don't know, man. It's definitely genetic, but also in speed running, look what Norwegians are doing in Norway, right? The Ingebrigtsen brothers, right? The three Ingebrigtsens, with the youngest Jakob Ingebrigtsen breaking the world records. So it's not just the Africans, the East Africans, Ethiopia, Kenya, and where else? Somalia. Sometimes you see them come out of. It's not just them. It's also up in Norway, the Vikings, right? The fucking rise of the Vikings. Right? So anyway, so we live in a mixed up world, but it does look like the human species is moving forward, right? We're running faster. And our science. Let's talk about our science. Look at this. Christopher Columbus was a Sephardic Jew. Unbelievable, man. He was a Jew. Right? What the fuck are we talking about here? What is this? So Christopher Columbus wasn't Italian or even originally Catholic, but instead a Sephardic Jew. Right? Sephardic meaning Spanish origin. Jew, likely from Spain, who hid his heritage to avoid prosecution. Ah, the poor Jew. Let's listen to this. What is this? I don't know what they're talking about. A decade-long investigation into the famous controversial explorer backgrounds and conducted by Spanish scientists was meant to shed light on the lengthy debate over whether the 15th century globetrotter was actually born. They don't even think he was born. That's fucking crazy. 500 years later. Traditional theories held that Columbus, who was sailing from Spain when he trekked across the Atlantic in 1492, sparking European interest in America, was born in 1451 an independent republic of Italy's east coast. So that's where they think he was born. But many historians questioned that and new DNA evidence pulled from some of Columbus's bones in Spain seems to prove them right. They are digging into Columbus's grave right now. They're going into the bones. Right? Nothing is sacred, right? Nothing is sacred anymore. That used to be a sacred burial. You can never disturb this, or you'll wake up the evil spirits. Well, now they'll go right into the fucking ground and dig up your bones and scrape it for DNA. Is this accurate? 600 years later? It's 600 years later. The sun is out. It's beautiful. It's cold right here in Pennsylvania. It's fucking 50 degrees, but the sun just came out. You got warm by the sun. Oh, man. So Christopher Columbus, according to a bunch of quacks in Spain who scrub bones for particles, are saying somehow that they got a positive on this We have DNA from Hernando Colon, his son, and both in the Y chromosome and in the DNA from the mother of Hernando, there are traits compatible with Jewish origin. What a crock of shit. What a crock of shit. They're using the science to predict religion. He's religious. No, Jewish isn't religion. Jewish is what? A species? They've been able to detect Jewism in, this is ridiculous nonsense. Although researchers weren't positive on Columbus Day, nonsense. Although researchers weren't positive where Columbus was actually born, they believe it was likely Western Europe, possibly the Spanish city of Valencia. So was he a Jew merchant? Was Columbus? Is it possible that Columbus was a Jew merchant? Yeah, who fucking cares, really? Did he sail the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria? And is he credited with discovering the Americas? Yes. What difference does it make if he was a Sephardic Jew or a fucking Christian or whatever? These terms don't even make sense in context with the time. All right. So they believe that Columbus either concealed his Jewish identity or converted to Catholicism to avoid religious prosecution. The findings are based on nearly 22 years worth of research that began in 2003. Professor of forensic medicine, these people are quacks. They don't know what they're talking about. In 10 years, in 100 years, when they're all dead, science will look back and say, but there was a stupid theory about Columbus being a Sephardic Jew, and it turns out he was really a Russian. He was a Russian asset. He was working for the Russians. Some other quackery of the time, right? Of our times, right? So, 22 years of research, centuries, countries had argued over his origin. That they believed he was from Poland, Great Britain, Greece, Portugal, Hungary, and even Scandinavia. That Columbus was a Viking. Maybe Columbus was a Viking. Who knows? So here's a view of the mausoleum. So they got the bones, man. They got him. They got his sarcophagus. Right? They got the bone. They got Columbus's bone and scraped it. All right. We should do let's do this. I'm going to do a fucking, how do you do this? I wanted to do engage your audience. Let's start a poll. That's what I want to do. Let's start a poll. Was Columbus a Jew? Let's do a poll and you guys can vote. All right. So was Columbus a Jew? Yes or no? Let's start the poll. There it goes. I don't think so. I don't know if I can vote, but I'll say no. I can't vote, but you can vote. You can vote. Was Columbus a Jew? Vote away. Vote away. Vote away. 1% says no so far. So what else? His man cut and hands. They claim that Columbus cut off kids' legs and they chopped off hands. Who fucking knows? Nobody was there. Nobody knows. So more quackery science. The science is changing. The science changes with the weather in this time. You know what I think? You know why I think science is under attack? I believe that science is now under attack because first of all, there's more people. Second of all, there's a lot more information. The access to, for example, everything that a doctor, the PDR, right? The books that doctors, physicians look at to make diagnoses used to be kind of expensive and secret. And now you can get a PDF for free online and read it and see exactly what they're seeing. So I think in the information age, people know more and are less likely to say, yeah, I got this disease or I got that disease, because you realize that all these diseases have very, very similar symptoms, right? But here we go. So if this surprises you, that's on you. 1 in 4 U.S. adults suspect they have undiagnosed ADHD, attention deficit disorder, right? Their parents didn't believe, right? So 1 in 4. So 25% of the people in the country are allegedly diagnosed with this attention deficit disorder. What's causing it? Is the attention deficit disorder real? Yeah, anxiety, dysfunction, brain fog. Of course it's real. But what's causing it is the problem, right? That's the question. And unequivocally, without a doubt, it's the American diet. It's the Western diet that's causing these fucking problems. You don't see it in developing nations where we don't have 60% or 80% processed foods and every kind of pharmaceutical to make your fucking head spin on the market. They don't have these things. In countries where they have it, what do you have? Morbid obesity. Right? You want to tell me that you want to pick, let's read just to make this point. You want to tell me that some poor fat kid that eats fucking cornflakes for breakfast every day of his life since he was born, covered with sugar and nothing else and cow's milk. You want to tell me that that fat kid has ADHD because of genetics? Ridiculous. No, he has ADHD because he eats crap and he doesn't exercise and he hasn't seen the sun since I don't know when, right? And he drinks soda instead of water, and all those other reasons why, right? Junk food. Attention deficit disorder is a developmental disorder characterized by inattentiveness, hyperactivity, and impulsive behavior. Estimated at 4.4% of people have this terrible disease. Science. We're reading the science right now. This is the science portion of our program. Anxiety, depression, and ADHD. All these things can look a lot alike. Right? They all have the same fucking symptoms, right? All of them. A lot of them. So these quacks are trying to make a case for ADHD. This is interesting right here. The scientists said that adults may realize they have undiagnosed ADHD once their kids are diagnosed. So they go after the kids. Right? You're in school and the kid shoots a spitball at the fat kid and gets a spitball in his eye or something, or in his mouth, right? And now they're sitting in the principal's office, and the kid's diagnosed with ADHD. And then he goes home and he tells his mother, "Yeah, Ma, I got ADHD because I shot a spitball in some fat kid's eye." And I feel like I have it, right? And then the mother and father says, "Yes, I have it too, son. We're okay." And they thereby get the kid out of trouble. Right? He has a behavioral problem. He has a diagnosed problem. Right? It's fucking sick, right? And we have to give him pills. We have to give him stimulants to stimulate his. Oh boy! Right. When I studied nutrition, 40 years ago at Syracuse University as a kid, I never thought that I never thought that the confusion over human health would continue for so long. 50, 60 years, 100 years after knowing what the fucking problem is, right? They're still blaming, I don't know what, right? They're blaming genetics. Right? Often with adults, they tell me that their parents didn't believe they had ADHD because you didn't have it. Right? You were given this label, and then you over time says, yeah, I have it. I see the symptoms. Right? That's how diagnoses works. By the way, right? When a cancer patient is told you have 6 months to live, they fold their cards and they start planning for death, and then they die. Right? If you don't listen to any of that shit, then you won't. You're not gonna. Look, the human psyche is like that, right? We want to believe, right? We want to trust, and we want to trust our great science. And then some jerk off tells you you're going to die in 6 months, and you might believe him, right? Even if you half believe him, that's pretty bad. Somebody just told you, predicted your death, right? Based on some pseudo crap science. Right. So environmental factors. Listen to this. ADHD tends to run in families. Environmental factors, false. Brain injuries, false. Premature birth, false. Lead exposure, false. Where's the fucking junk food? Where is the piles and piles of junk food and obesity that's causing these attention deficit disorders on a minute-to-minute basis, right? I hope I made that clear. So attention deficit disorder, breakthroughs in ADHD, transform kids' lives. Like they're giving them. Look at this. Look at some of the studies that our scientists are doing on kids in the modern age right now. This is not some old medical book. This is fucking probably this year. Look at this. They got kids with masks on and fucking headgear and brain. Looking at brain waves. They're looking at the waves in the brain, but they're not looking at the breakfast they're serving them. ADHD. What else? This kid. Oh, fucking yeah. That's because your mother pumped you with you drank a fucking gallon of soda before school, and your head hits the table. You want to do a real study? I'll give you a real study. For 1 month, right? Put kids, half the class, on a simple vegan diet, right? Simple vegan diet every day with no exceptions, right? And put the other half, let them eat whatever the fuck they want to eat, right? Right? Let them eat junk food, let them eat candy and cake and cereal and whatever else they get their hands on, right? And then compare those two kids in the classroom over the course of a month. Right? You're going to see the vegetarian kids far more relaxed, far more aware, awake, and the other kids are going to be shooting spitballs in the fat kid's eyeball, right? That's what's going on. How are we doing with our, was Columbus a Jew? Yeah. How many people voted? 8 votes, half. Wow, we got a split here. Was Columbus a Jew? Half say yes, half say no. Interesting. It's an interesting subject. Right? Columbus being a Jew, Sephardic Jew. So let's look at the polls before we jump into the latest assassination attempt on the great Donald Trump. National polls, NBC has the fucking thing a dead tie. CBS, the jaded, full of shit, over Democratic, looking at CBS has Harris by 3. ABC, Harris by 2. In Florida, Trump by 6. Trump by 6 in Florida. Arizona, Trump by 5. Look at it. Look at the swing states. Pennsylvania, Harris by 3. I don't know about that. I don't know. A few days before that, they had Pennsylvania, Trump by 1. Wall Street Journal has Trump by 1. And New York Times has Harris by 3, right? So which one of those corrupt newspapers do you really trust, right? I would say I definitely think it's Trump based on look at this, Trump by 6 in Nevada, right? And Harris by 2 in Arizona. I don't know if I trust that one. Wisconsin is a toss-up. Wisconsin and Michigan. There's cats running across my lawn. I like to catch them, see what they're doing. Here's the Hill. The Hill. I'm not freaking out. I'm looking at something. The Hill has Pennsylvania, Trump by 1. Tip has Trump by 1 in Pennsylvania. Michigan, Trump by 2. Wisconsin tie. North Carolina, Trump by 1. Georgia, Trump by 1. Florida, Trump by 4. Texas, Trump by 7. All right, so look, if I had to pick it, like I said, based on the polling, I would say that there is a slim chance that the popular vote will go to Harris because of the extra billions of fucking millions of votes in California, in New York, where we know that there are discrepancies, where they're overly Democratic, leaning. And so even if the popular vote leans for Harris, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It just means that more people in these smaller pockets, like California, New York, in these pockets of populations are going Harris. Whether they're actually doing it or not is another story. But the Electoral College is how we pick the candidate in America. You have to win the state, and that state carries a certain amount of electorates. So if you win most of the swing states, you win the election. And I think right now, if that were the case, we'd have to go with Trump. So let's talk about this would-be assassin. I'm sorry if you came here to find out about the third assassin on Trump. So far I don't think that that's really what it is, but we'll look. So his name is Vem Miller, armed man arrested near Trump Coachella rally, denies wanting to hurt ex-president. Complete bullshit, he says. Let's listen to the report. We got to watch an ad, you motherfucker. I don't want to watch your stupid ad. The armed suspect, who was arrested on weapons charges on his way to a Donald Trump California rally, denied local sheriff's assertion he wanted to kill the president. So there was no attempt. There was just a guy with a gun in his trunk who tried to drive through security with a gun in his trunk. Pretty stupid to want to drive your car through security with a loaded gun in your trunk. This is fucking. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. There we go.
I will give you his name. The name that we have, and I'm going to put an asterisk by it as I explain this later.
It's so California.
We have his name as Vem, V-E-M, Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R. He was released.
I had a boyfriend named Vem Miller once upon that. You should have said that.
At least he will have to further his court case is in the future. Right now, we are actively engaged in working with Secret Service and the FBI to ensure that this person is followed up on and all of the information that they can gather. I can tell you that from my perspective, from a state law enforcement agency's perspective, the firearms charges is what we arrested him for and booked him on. Anything further will come from the federal government, and quite frankly, I don't know if we will be a part of that.
Wow. So there you go. That's the official report. They're saying out of California, we have no reason to believe that this was an assassination attempt. That's the sheriff in California saying at Coachella. Right? And he's also saying that if the FBI wants to call it an assassination, we have no jurisdiction over what they're going to say. So the question becomes, will the FBI spin this into a hit on Trump? Here's the details. The armed suspect, who was arrested on weapons charges on his way to a Donald Trump California rally, denied local sheriff's assertion he wanted to kill the president, called it complete bullshit. Vem Miller, 49, this is him right here. Hey, Vem. What's up, Vem? We'll give him the status. He's just a stupid guy who he packed his gun into his trunk on the way to a rally. Not too smart. He doesn't get points for smartness. Vem Miller, 49, reportedly claimed he's a Trump supporter a day after he was cuffed Saturday afternoon near the Coachella Valley rally. At a checkpoint where sheriff deputies found a pair of guns and ammo in his car. While Riverside County Sheriff said he truly believes his deputies stopped the third assassination attempt, I don't know about that. Miller told the Southern California News Report on Sunday he was shocked by the allegations. This guy's not a killer. This guy he wasn't trying to kill Trump. He should have said, well, the last people that came to a Trump rally got shot at. I just wanted to make sure I had my guns in my car just in case. It's self-defense. What are the laws in California? Who fucking knows? I don't know. Can you drive around with loaded guns in your trunk? I don't know. The laws in America are so fucked up, man. Right? In Pennsylvania, you can carry a fucking Uzi on your back, and no one, I guess, open carry. You're allowed to do that. I don't know, but the laws in this country are pretty scathy. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't really break any law. He just had guns in his trunk. These legal guns in his trunk. These accusations are complete bullshit, Miller told the news outlet. I'm an artist. I'm the last person that would cause any violence and harm to anyone. A California artist. What kind of art does he make? Maybe that's what he was trying to do. Maybe he's a painter. Right? What kind of art? Miller, whose sources allege to the Post, is part of a far-right anti-government group. Far right, that means he's far to Trump. According to the definition, far right. Anti-government. Said he was invited to the rally by the head of the Clark County GOP and was wearing a Trump shirt and hat when he ran into authorities at the checkpoint. So this guy had he had the whole costume on, right? He had the whole Trump supporting. It's a good way. I mean, if you're gonna be a smart assassin, first of all, you don't drive through the checkpoint. You got to get that gun in there somehow. You remember in The Godfather, they put the gun in the bathroom, and then Michael got up and he said, I got to take a piss, and he went to the bathroom and he came back with a gun because they searched him on the way in, right? And then he came back with the loaded gun and killed the fucking police captain and the crime boss. Right? Shot them both dead. Right? So if that was, and that's how a lot of assassinations occur. Like Sirhan got right next to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and shot him in the head. Right? A lot of assassins try to get very close with a gun. Right? The idea is, could he have gotten that gun in? If this guy is an assassin, that's what he was up to. He was trying to sneak a loaded gun in and try to get in that line, right? And what a television fucking, piece that would make, right? Imagine, right? This guy Miller is sitting right behind Trump, and he just stands up and fucking shoots Trump with a loaded gun, right, and kills him. Right? That would have been what a hell of a scene, right? How did he get the gun in? Well, I could tell you this, in jails, right? In jails, the only way a gun gets into a jail is a cop, right? The only way a loaded fucking pistol can get into a jail is a cop, right? Some insider, somebody that doesn't go through security brought that gun in. Right? That's the only way it could happen. So this guy, obviously, he didn't have that sort of, if that's our theory, he didn't have that sort of backing. Nobody was supporting this guy. He just figured, maybe I can get the gun in. If I get the gun in, I'll be famous. I'll kill Trump. But what's the motive? I mean, if he's affiliated with right-wing fucking, let's see more weapons and shotgun. A loaded handgun were bought in 2022 for personal protection. Right? So these are legal guns that he bought in the state of Nevada. Miller, a registered Republican who ran unsuccessfully for office in Nevada in 2022. So he knows about politics. Also denied he flashed a fake press pass. There's no such thing as a fake press pass. You are either press or you're not, right? I have a pass, right, that I made for myself. Is that fake because the New York Times didn't give it to me or the Post didn't give it to me? No, I am press, right? Because I say so, and because I do press work, like the work we're doing right now. We're talking, and we're looking at current events. This is press, right? I qualify as press. So did he flash a fake press pass? I don't think so. I think that's pass is what it is. A Las Vegas resident told the publication he was not informed why he was taken into custody, and only after he was detained for hours was he allowed to call a lawyer. They probably ransacked his house. They tore his car apart piece by piece. Right? They definitely were up his ass to see what was in there. Miller was hit with weapons charges for illegally possessing firearms and released on $5,000 bail. So you don't release a potential assassin on $5,000 bail, right? Or maybe in the state of California you do. Fucking California. California, that should be the headline. California releases Trump assassin on $5,000 bail. In his interview with the local publication, he said he wasn't aware of the difference between gun laws in California and his home state of Nevada. Do you believe that? Do you believe this guy who ran for office in Nevada got in his car with a loaded gun and didn't know the law was different in California, and you can't drive there's nowhere in the world where you can drive into a political rally with a gun in your trunk. All right, that's first of all. All right, so and there's the emergency sheriff's. There's the sniper den, the legal sniper den. That's our side. That's supposed to kill the sniper. That's the sniper's den, designed to kill the other sniper that's trying to kill the president. We have both. So I'm gonna wind this down and say that the guy was a mystery. They wouldn't have released him. There's no way the FBI would have let this guy, if they wanted to pin him for assassination, there's no way they would have let this guy out the door. The guy's going to get a couple of bogus gun charges, and he's going to be on the talk show in fucking circuit. So that's really all I got on that one. Let's look at the market. The market is open. Trump stock, I tell you, man, is moving up. And there we go again. Look at this. Trump stock up 27.30, up 7.5% this morning. DJT is up. While the NASDAQ is also up 180. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 74. S&P 500 up 31. Tesla is up a little bit. Elon Musk was, he had a successful fucking blast off, right? He had a successful orbit. I didn't follow that story so much, but Elon Musk, they fired up a rocket and it was very successful. But the news, really, look at Trump's stock up 8% while everything else is not so up. Well, there's a lot of up. Google is up, Apple's up, Amazon up a little, Microsoft up a little bit. What else? Bitcoin up 2,500 this morning, 4%. That's a big move for Bitcoin. All of the military-industrial complex stocks, Trump is going to be elected, so all of these companies are going to starve. Boeing, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, mixed. Lockheed Martin is up a little bit. Raytheon, Boeing down. Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, those are the people that give you the whack, the legal whack, the COVID whack, that nobody needs anymore, I guess. Or maybe not. All down, right? So there you go. That's all I got. I'm fucking exhausted from that. How come I'm frozen? Here we are. And yeah, we're a little sketchy this morning. So there you go. It looks like I'll end the poll right here. Was Columbus a Jew? 67% as opposed to 33% says yes. Yes, Christopher Columbus was a Jew. Thank you for voting. According to the science. This is likely, right? Jews, what was he doing? He was a merchant, right? Sailing across the ocean. I'll do it, right? Fucking Jews. What else? So what else we got? Yeah, so that's all I got, really. How come I got 2 pages here? I don't know what I'm doing. So thank you all for joining me. And I don't know. To sum it up, it was Christopher Columbus a Jew? If I had to flip a coin, I would probably say it doesn't matter, maybe. How do you detect Sephardic Jewism, right? I know Sephardic Jews from Brooklyn. I just, is it, so then you're saying that Jewism is a race, it's not a religion. right? Because certainly Christianity, how does DNA detect Christian? This is bullshit. That's a bullshit review. Was Christopher Columbus a Sephardic Jew? Not according to that type of research. Was the third assassin on Trump really an assassin? I don't think so. I don't think so. And but the only fact today, the only real fact today, is that woman, the Kenyan woman, broke the world record, right? And that's a fact. This is a fact right here. We gotta watch a commercial.
Vistaprint prints everything you need to get your brand.
Skip. Right? This is the reality.
Bring her in. You got it, Carrie. Here is good.
The reality is a woman has just broke the 2 hours, the 2 hour and 10-minute barrier for the marathon. It's amazing. Will a woman ever run faster than a man for the marathon? I don't know, man. They're only 8 minutes behind. 8 minutes behind. You get a 7-foot woman with a fucking super enlarged heart, and she might just beat the men. She might beat them. She might beat them. Marcus Conte reporting. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.